Hello, hello, hello. It is me. And guess who I have here, ladies and gentlemen? I have a special guest. You've been waiting. I've been promising to him. First of all, Caitlin, what camera am I looking at? That one. Okay. I've been promising to you. Adam Gillespie.
Hello.
He's here in the Rooms to Go lounge with me.
What camera am I looking at?
On the Eric Church headliner sofa.
This is awful.
The headliner sofa
Number one
is
camera?
doing more work than he's doing. So obviously, if you guys have been keeping up with us, unfortunately, the finishing move has been preempted for UGA baseball. Adam is a Dog fan, so he can explain why that happens, but that's neither here nor there.
Well, tonight is or tomorrow, what's today? Thursday is the draft.
Today's the NFL draft, so get your draft card ready. But, Adam, I did have a question for you. I know that you're a Game of Thrones fan.
Yes, sir.
And this weekend, actually tonight at midnight, so officially tomorrow, Avengers Endgame comes out. Everyone, highly anticipated film. Final season of Game of Thrones is now currently on HBO. If you could only watch one of those this weekend, and the other one you could not see for 4 weeks. So let's just say, for instance, dude, what are you doing?
I'm just enjoying these Rooms to Go Eric Church headline couch.
And putting that motor through hell.
I'm trying to get it comfortable.
Neither here nor there. But you can only watch one. So if you watch Avengers, you can't watch Game of Thrones, not just for this week, for 4 weeks.
Oh, boy.
Or if you watch Game of Thrones, then you can't see, okay, Adam's having a seizure. I have someone call for help. Or you can't see Avengers for 4 weeks. Which one would you watch?
I would only... What, am I doing it wrong? Why are you looking at me like that, Caitlin? I would watch Game of Thrones, and I'll tell you why. That's a very tough decision to make, but the only reason I would say I would put off Avengers is because I don't really like going to theaters that are packed full of people. So if I waited 4 weeks, at least maybe the theater wouldn't be slapped full of yahoos making noise during the movie I'm trying to watch.
Why don't you like going to theaters slapped full of people?
Because they make noise or talk during the movie, or eating their food and popcorn, or
so basically like what you do here when you show up at the station. You
distract.
Come in, you're making noise.
I come in and distract.
Eating.
Yes.
Okay, so it's Game of Thrones for you. You can hold off on Avengers. Now, how would you survive if you're not able to, ultimately there's going to be spoilers. And honestly, because it's you, there are people who will live stream to you just to spoil something for you.
Yeah, so
Do you care about spoilers?
We had this discussion on the front row the other day when I was working with them.
Time out. You're using the word working way too loosely. That's a loose term for you.
The discussion was because we were trying to have a discussion about Game of Thrones. Steak is not caught up yet on Game of Thrones.
Shout out to Steak Shapiro. Hi,
and
Steaky.
he was upset that we were talking about Game of Thrones when he was not caught up. And this was like 4 days after the initial first episode of this current season.
The final season of Game of Thrones.
The rule we decided was you have 48 hours to watch an episode of Game of Thrones, or 2 weeks for a movie. So if I'm having to wait 4 weeks, I'm outside of that 2 weeks buffer that people should watch what they say around you. So I would have to, by my own rules, I would have to sit there, either leave the room or just have to take it.
That's a fair one. That actually is pretty fair, because with on demand, there's no reason why you shouldn't catch up on something.
I agree.
Pretty much in a couple of days.
You got 48 hours. If it's something you're telling me you really want to see, then you've got 48 hours to see it.
By the way, this is why we can't have nice stuff. Gillespie has reclined and sat up at a bare minimum of 6 times. The finishing move will return hopefully next week. You can hear it on the SportsX, 12:30 a.m., 106.3 FM, from 7 to 8 p.m. Myself and
Road Dawg,
Adam Gillespie. I hope you guys get to see Game of Thrones, Avengers. Also, tune in to the Atlanta SportsX tonight.
Superman dies in Avengers.
All your NFL draft coverage.
Wolverine comes back.
I'm going to leave and
Hugh
say
Jackman.
goodbye before we get sued.
Deadpool kills him.